All right, that's an 18 by 295 that's sitting up under there. That's actually probably end up going on the front. I may end up going 17s. Obviously, the 19s are probably not going to work unless I do some absolutely crazy stuff. So I may end up going 18s and 17s in the front. But regardless, that's an 18 by 295. And I've always, just my personal opinion, I've never liked, let's see. No, you can't really tell on that car too much. I've never liked the tubs that have a bunch of space out here. You know what I mean? Like they sit too far under and leave this big gap out there. I've never, ever liked that. I've always liked them right out close as you can get out here, where you're looking down the side of the car, you can see the tire instead of being tucked way up underneath there. Well, I've still got a little over an inch, I don't know if you can see in there, of tire space. Now this is a 12-inch tire. I can go 13-inch tire easily. Trimming this, I'll be able to go 13. Now that one there is a 14, and like we talked about, it's ginormous. And I've got this pushed up in there pretty far. I ought to pull this down a little bit so you can see what I was talking about, but as a matter of fact, I think I will. Alright, so the way these round like this is what I was talking about. I probably should have come down just a little bit farther than that even. But anyway, you can see there, it goes straight out and then it rounds down. Well, this tire, when I hit a bump, if I hit a good one, it's going to come up and it's going to hit right in here. So my thought was, bring this on out and then contour down to the quarter panel. That way it gives me more, you know, even if it's a little bit, coming up say that high, it gives me another inch or so of travel. Now this is sitting very low. Obviously this tire would actually come down, so it'd give me quite a bit more travel than that. I'm going to have hopefully 3 or so inches of travel. And in here you can see there's space that with those there's not. It's just like you can't even get your finger in between there. So that was another concern, is when that suspension completely goes up underneath the car, is it going to hit, you know, and cause damage? So I know you can tweak your shocks and make it, you know, I don't want it, I just want to have some suspension travel to where I'm not like riding like in a stagecoach, but I know I need it to be stiff suspension so I, you know, it'll handle well in that. So it's kind of where I'm at and where I'm thinking right now. It looks to me like the 19s are pretty much, unless I was going to split the fender or the quarter and pull it out 2 inches like they've done on some of the other cars. And I don't know that I'd necessarily care that much about having that big a tire underneath there. I just want something that looks good. And this seems to be, like I said, that's 295. It'd actually be another inch wider than that one. But everything's mocked up there like it was going to stay. And of course, like I said, this will be actually down a little bit with suspension, and then it would travel up into there, and that will actually go up farther. It's not touching right now, so it actually go up farther. But I thought if I brought this out and then down, but I'm not sure how much that's going to help, or if it's going to help really at all. So, but I'm going to put the fender back on real quick with this wheel in place and kind of get a look at it and see exactly what I'm dealing with here. So, all right, so we're on the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I don't know exactly why they didn't, you know, do that, and maybe there's a reason. I'll probably end up finding out later on. Well, there's something that goes there, and I need that space, but we'll figure that out at the time. But for right now, we're going to just do this right here because of the way that's made. So yeah, pull that off, get that set up, and get this side done. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. You can see I modified it quite a bit. This wasn't quite high enough, left a pretty good gap, so I actually just used some tape to make my own deal here. And went ahead and brought this out so I'd fill in that little area like it did on the other side. So, yep, there you go. I'm going to cut that out and I'll bring you back, see how it fits. Well, I don't have a plasma cutter, but I do have a torch. I don't use it very often, so let's see how well I can freehand this. This should be funny. So I'll let the camera roll and see what happens. I'm going to go a little bigger, that way I can grind her down. But yeah, let's see how this works out for me.
I know it's hard. Clearly you're not going to be able to move on because you get
Oh, you shit bag. Come on now, give me some good here. Be nice to me. There you go. Yeah, fuck stick. Alright, let's see what we can do here.
pull my finger and spin.
However, we did get what we wanted. This was excess slag. That's why I made it a little bit bigger, so I have that problem. I just got some grinding. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not like great with those, but I think we'll make it work, right? Let that cool down. All right, let's see how this thing fits.
I agree.
Here you can see.
But then Jackson would not trust me.
More the background, all the girls over there.
What will come to me in the future?
You make a good point too.
Watching full house.
Oh, so in the future, Jackson can drink and you can keep it from me?
So,
No, he can come to me.
see if I need to trim any of it off or what.
These boys don't always want to confide in their mothers.
Good points all around. This would make a great talk show. So, what are you talking?
No, Jackson didn't confess. I would have never known.
I was not trying to betray you, Misha. I was just trying to help Jackson. He's like my family.
Jackson is my family. It's Matt. There's an emergency. Look, from now on, just stay out of my parenting, okay?
All right.
As you wish. leash.
But, doesn't look too bad. I think I'm over that. Could probably do a little. Yeah, no.
I don't see any
Forget the last
mommies.
thing I just said.
Or knees. Or our daughter.
Sister Stephanie.
Yeah, that looks better.
Full disclosure, one of the moms hit on me during the hokey pokey. There's nothing sacred.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I could probably
You were
find.
right. I did sort of.
See, I'm being
enjoy that.
OCD
Mom
now.
attention.
I could
Being
probably.
honest, I'd rather have it with
Straight edge somewhere. I'll do
I'm
it.
glad this guy was so busy, he'd forgotten to make time for each other.
you. I miss you.
I miss you. I can't remember the last time we just sat down and talked.
I know, we're taking our relationship for granted, but we've got to make time for each other. And you know what? Let's make a schedule right here and now.
Okay,
So-
good idea. Friday night, we'll be date night.
Yes.
And Sunday morning, breakfast in bed.
Yes.
And for Tuesdays, we can try those ballroom.
No. I forgot how beautiful you
Get
were.
that lined up with that. You're probably come up somewhere along here.
I think you're right.
Start rounding it.
I forgot my
This
meeting.
contour right now.
How could you forget that?
Rounded, it goes straight out.
I hate
Line curves down. Wouldn't be that hard to do.
Really? I'm not just saying
Get
that
it
because
out
I
a bit
am
more
handsome.
symmetrical. I use stuff like this to do my rounding. That's a little bit too, I need something a little bigger than that. It would
I
come
can shake it all about.
straight out and come down.
Hey,
I may play with that a little bit.
No question.
We'll see.
Just enjoy.
We can talk about wearing my clothes outside the
Chip
house.
closer. That way you can kind of see what's going on. Because it's kind of breaking. It's coming up here and then it kind of breaks down. So I could actually take a little bit off the bottom and then round into this. But man, I'm really splitting hairs now.
Will be here mind if I do
I
it?
just didn't like this big, it was cut up here.
Am I?
So.
Cats and dogs and
All right, that's it for today. Whether I'll do anything with that or not, I have no idea.
I'm really sorry.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I take a little half moon out of that. See if it does anything. There's nothing up behind there that's going to affect it anything. So,
All
right, see ya. All right, let's take a quick look at what we got. Set up same as the other side. Again, I really want to take some of this out, or maybe even most of it. That way this tire will actually sit where it is. But again, I got to figure, and this thing is sitting up in there too. This car would be super low right now, so it'll actually, that tire will actually come down a little bit. Same with this one. It'll actually come out a little farther. But you can see, like we showed you, there's 1.5 inch clearance on the inside, another 1.5 inch clearance right here between, so I can come out with another inch probably and be good to go. That'd be a 13 inch tire. That's if I clearance. Well, maybe not. I may not even have to clearance that to get that, because that's 1.5 inches, so I'd have a 1/4 inch on each side. But again, I'm splitting hairs. It's not that big a deal. But I do like it to where when you're looking down the car, you can see the tire out. It's not tucked, like I said, tucked way up underneath. I just don't care for that gap. But I really wish they would have made that come straight out and come more down. Kind of like a actual full tub does. But I don't know that my fenders will accept that because the way they're rounded. I'm pretty sure they won't. So I'll have to contour to the edge of those. Let's see, how can I do that? I can actually take my gauge could probably take my gauge, run the inside of that fender, and then set it up here and see what we look like and see if it's even going to be worth it. So I may do that, kind of get an idea if I'm just wasting time or not, thinking about modifying those, because if not, then I may just leave it alone. So, yep. All right.